Welcome to a new and exciting episode, webinar of Joy of Performing. Greetings to all the listeners. Today's, as we always strive to bring you interesting topics, burning topics of the industries, and also with the topics we try to bring you some very distinguished speakers who can actually highlight on those areas, give us some solutions, right? And with that agenda, we are here today, right? And let me first tell you about today's agenda. And I think so that's a very burning agenda, and a lot of our listeners will definitely agree with that. It is high attrition, low ownership, and what's breaking inside retail teams today. That's the title of today's agenda. Focusing and highlighting more on high attrition and low ownership kind of a problem. So basically, we are trying to explore the underlying reasons behind rising attrition, declining ownership. So we are not just talking about solving for attrition. We are also talking about how we can improve that ownership also. So I think so today's be very attentive, and you can get a lot of good insights from our eminent speakers whom I'm going to introduce. And I think so we can examine where performance breaks, behavioral, managerial behavioral or visibility gaps, performance transformation from retail context we are talking about. So covering retail industry and speaking on high attrition and low ownership. Let me welcome today our eminent speakers, Sunit Saluja and Mr. Santosh Muddaiah. And let me introduce them briefly. Sunit is a seasoned retail leader with 25 years of experience, cross fashion, lifestyle brands, spanning apparel, eyewear, specialty retail, and some leading names like Duffrey, Forever New, bestseller, right? And he's a seasoned professional when it comes around building high performance teams and in complex environments, right? How to navigate those things. So I think so we'll be very excited to hear about today's topic, high attrition, low ownership. Thank you, Sunit, for taking out time and agreeing to do a webinar with us. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Now, Santosh also is from the retail industry, and definitely these two are very seasoned, and I'm again using the term esteemed because of the experience and because of the brands they have created. And he's now acting as a startup advisor with 15 plus years of experience across consumer, retail, D2C brand, and some of the notable names. He has been the CEO of Nicobar Design, CEO of 24/7, and some good names and brands which we have seen right growing up from ground up. Okay, so I believe he will also share some exciting inputs on today's topic. And again, I welcome all the listeners, and I welcome my esteemed guest. Sunit and Santosh. Santosh, thank you for taking out time and being on the webinar. Santosh, you're on mute. Okay. Now, just a basic hygiene. Okay. Santosh, you are still on mute.
My apologies. I said I'm very excited to be here. Thank you, Ravi, for the introduction, and I'm really looking forward to addressing this topic. It is a very current and burning topic.
Right.
It always has been, and I think it will be. So, it is an active topic.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you. Just before I kickstart, some basic hygiene things for my listeners and for my esteemed guests. That listeners, you can post your questions in the Q&A section. We'll my esteemed guests will be able to view them, and we can take it up during our course of interaction. And yeah, let's start. Okay. Okay. Now, let me come to you, Sunit. Let us first of all understand, right, the retail teams. Okay. So what changes do you see or are you seeing inside retail teams today that leaders are struggling to address? A very high level question from the top level point of view.
Okay, so when I think about this, I think there are two major factors. One is obviously attrition, which has been, like Santosh said, that it has been a part of every retailer's journey. And then there is a silent killer, which is called disconnect. I think these two are the main cause of this entire attrition to start with. So let me break it down a little, the way that I see it. When the organization starts, when a brand starts, they start with a very strong promise of connection with the front-end employees. And they do it beautifully. The first set of team are always the golden boys and the girls of the brand, However, when the scaling up happens, so while they initially get seen, they see valued, they also see that they are involved in a bigger journey. But it silently changes when the brand grows.
Okay.
When the scaling up happens. The distance from the head office increases, the distance from or the conversation with the top leader decreases, the frequency of the store by the leaders also decreases, which leads to a bit of a unclarity on the shop hand front. Because now what is, it is not the conversation which is going on the floor where the manager or the is that, let's do this. What do you think? It's directive in nature. I want you to do. So the why part in the conversation goes missing. And there where the employee, like for example, if I'm an employee and I've been told that run a mile, I'll run a mile. But I need to know the reason why. Why has to be something which is relevant to me. Because it is relevant to the organization is the reason why I'm being asked to run.
Right.
Now, if I'm explaining that, I will not be disconnected. But if I am disconnected and I don't feel part of the brand's journey, then that thought of, let me try something else comes in very easy. Right. And that's where the chain breaks. That's where the attrition happens.
Right. A very, very interesting point. And I think so beautifully explained that as brand grows, as the journey happens, right, the golden team starts to actually distance or the processes or the growth basically distance them, and the bridge keeps on getting bigger and bigger between it, right? And that definitely does not work, and people are disengaged. And I'll say the engagement in true sense starts missing, right? That is where I think so the focus must be, and leaders basically struggle with that. Do leaders understand that, or they are able to see that and accept it?
I think they do. Most of the successful retail leaders, they understand that. But however, they get fixated with what they are supposed to execute when, because the scale is increasing. Your time spent on an average manpower, and let alone the front end, even the store manager, keeps getting distant. And the distance results to not having clarity. And that results to, why am I doing this?
Right.
What purpose am I serving? Am I important? So all those questions are not something that an employee at the front end should be dealing with, because they stay with them and then they don't have an obvious answer.
Yeah.
Sometimes the leaders do not even express that they value, and they're hard pressed. It is good to say, start a call if you get a call, and if you're in a meeting, by saying that, listen, I have to do this, but I'm going to get back to you. And one should get back to you, so that the receiving end person feels important. Right. Everyone wants to feel important. Let's face it. That's human nature.
That's a human nature. True. Very true. So the whole point is keep on clearing the why. If I am very clear with why I'm doing this, I think so it brings up more engagement and reduces the barrier between the brand, or you can say HO, to the last mile. Perfect. So with that, Santosh, let us talk about little ownership. why is ownership declining even when targets, incentive are clearly defined, or I'll say even achieved also? Because sometimes we have seen that the targets are achieved, but still the managers or the top management feels the people are not taking ownership, because targets achievement in retail industry, I believe, it's also based on the demand. Right? If there is a demand, the targets are achieved, but is target achievement the true reflection of the ownership, right? And also, why is ownership declining? Please.
Okay. The answer is connected to what Sunit also said. But before I come to that, let me tell you, ownership has nothing to do with performance targets or performance management. Look at it like this, that if a store team doesn't achieve the month's target, doesn't achieve January target, but achieves February target, are you going to say the store had ownership in February, did not have ownership in January? No. So ownership has to do with how well the stores are connected with the brand's purpose. Okay? How good they feel about working for the brand. That's a brand purpose.
Right.
The question that you need to ask then is, do you like coming to work? If they say we love coming to work, then you won the battle. But that's one part of it. The other part of it is that at the end of it, when you're recruiting people, and especially when, like Sunit said, when you start scaling up, recruiting to fill positions versus recruiting for the right attitude, then there's no ownership, because you're just filling positions. You recruit, if you're not training them for skill, then again, there's no ownership. Okay. And finally, how are you grooming them for growth? Okay. And growth is not necessarily promotion. Growth is about progressively doing better things. Okay. So the ownership first begins with the brand purpose, and then which is the culture, the environment in the retail unit. And second, it comes with recruiting right, training for skills, okay, and grooming for growth. This is, like Sunit said, starts correctly in the beginning, but as geographically you expand, and then you build layers between the founder in the store, this change starts to take.
Right.
Okay. The problem is therefore not at the store. The problem is at the leadership.
Interesting. So basically, I hope our listeners are clearly getting the validations also, which will definitely clear their thoughts, that achieving target is not about ownership. Okay. Yes, but ownership can lead to achieving the targets. Okay. And ownership is much bigger than achieving the targets. And definitely, yes, it all about the ownership, taking ownership, I think so starts definitely from the leadership, right? One level, two level above. So what I see, I'll preach. If I see my reporting manager taking ownership, definitely I'll also learn that automatically. It doesn't need a classroom training or that sort of thing, right? Wonderful. Okay, let's now come on to the actual problem. Definitely, yes, it's a problem, but let us still answer it. Is high attrition the real problem? Or is it a symptom of some deeper performance breakdown? Sunit, over to you.
Attrition is a problem for sure. I mean, we can't,
problem.
We have to address the elephant in the room, which has been there for some time. But now let's face it, when we look at the shop floor, 60-65% of their work is repetitive in nature. Same shift, same process, same SOPs, same pressure during the high, weekends, and therefore this feeling of that I do the same thing every time comes in, which is the seed cause of you drifting away or the employee drifting away. Because he doesn't see a purpose then after, like he said, it's actually already been answered, but I'll still say my 2 bits in it. If you give them a purpose, then they will feel important. Then they will feel that the role that I has got a meaningful result towards the business that I'm part of, or that I'm part of. more often than not, what happens is that they are being told, do this, they're not been spoken, they have been spoken at. When that happens and without a purpose, then it really becomes too mundane. And we also are dealing with the new age of retail employees. We are also in a new age of retail formats changing. So therefore, if that one thought comes into that employee's mind, why not try something else? Maybe I'll be more visible there. Maybe I'll be more valued there. The complexity of this business, or the beauty of retail, is it's human driven. It's not a software where you say run 10x and then stop, and this guy runs and stops.
Right.
This is involving every day. Maybe a store manager comes into the store not having a very good time with a family member, and he's upset. That will impact that chain. He's not going to run 10x. He's going to stop. Somebody needs to, say that I'll take over, or you take it easy, that connect, and that so on and so forth. Because most of the organization have enough and regular tools, incentive programs, in-house upliftment, and so on and so forth. What is important is that where is that, disappointment coming in? That's something that we need to address attrition. Because attrition is not going to go.
Right. Because it's a people's job, right? Right. Wonderful. Santosh, quickly, your point of view also on the same question.
Look, like Sunit said, this is a people and process intensive job. Yeah. And what Sunit was articulating to was compassionate leadership. Okay. This guy is standing 12 hours, 14 hours a day on the floor. Okay. I'm not saying being compassionate means, okay, you do whatever you want, or whatever you say, I'll believe. No, that's not there. Performance, goals, KPIs are super critical. Yeah? But if you're not a listening leader, if you're a leader who's basically driving people but not listening to them, okay? If you're not enabling them by providing them support, if you're not solving for the stores, okay? And if you lose the voice, okay. When you say lose the voice, I mean that when they speak to you, are they editing themselves to impress you? Or are they saying that, okay, when I'm talking to Santosh or Sunit, I will be honest. Okay?
Right.
And I'm not afraid. I have no fear. That sets up people for purpose again. Okay? Purpose, trust, respect comes from there. Okay? Business numbers will always follow morale of people. If you fix the morale, business numbers will follow. Okay. Attrition happens usually in the first 3 months, or usually when the leadership is the problem. Okay. In the first 3 months, if it happens the first 3 months, then either the recruitment is wrong, or the onboarding is wrong. It is not wrong. Okay.
Right.
But in my experience, in good companies, a lot of attrition is a leadership problem. A leadership problem could be a leadership change, okay? Or the leader has lost connect with this team, and the layers that are between the leaders and the store teams do not transfer the same sense of purpose.
Right. Very interesting.
To answer your question, it is an inner problem. It is a symptom of a performance breakdown.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So what I can, sorry, please.
So, for example, we have a structure. Both of us are not saying that, you let them loose, do whatever you do and everything is okay, and the business is on one corner and the action is on another corner. No. You create a process, you create an SOP, because without that you cannot exist. Once the process is there, don't control them.
Yeah.
Let them, you are sure that it's going to fall into the right bucket, but you're not controlling them. You're not explaining them. It typically happens when a new campaign comes in, then the marketing team will say, I want you to say this. Fine. Let him have his own style of saying it. So long, everything is covered. You get the drift, You know,
Yeah.
give them that power. Let them feel that I am doing something meaningful. Because because they keep doing the same thing and nobody, you know, kind of looks after them, so to speak, from that context.
Right. Cool. So culture build up, and I think so. Culture build up and ease of being oneself. Culture of listening is very important, and not just at a very last mile, but managers and the leaders must first show that
No,
kind of
I think I
competency.
100% agree with Santosh. If you are not a listener, then half the time, anyways, it's a long Chinese whisper when you scaled up, right? But and if you are also not listening, which means it's like you don't feel
Yeah. Now, see, I'm wondering that, see, we all in different industries, there's so much attrition problems. I also speak to so many CHROs, founders, right? And this is one of the problems that they face. And I see people end up creating engagement programs, but not actually addressing these basic issues, the common issues, and actually also telling leadership, okay, this is right. Are we measuring people? Are we measuring managers who on some listening kind of a score or something like that, right? What is the culture, right? We are expecting so much from people who are working hard down. They come to work, they come to earn. But are we doing enough for them? Are we building leaders or increasing their capability, increasing the engagement, addressing them and helping them to understand their whys? Because this is also one thing that maybe at the last mile, people are not that much I'll say sustained to understand the whys also. They are confused because we are in habit of pushing the target so much to them.
Yeah.
Per day, per day, per day, per day. But we are not saying them, right? We are not asking them, okay, do you feel connected? Do you feel this store is yours? We tell them that you have to feel this is your store. Act like the one, it is your own store.
Yeah.
But are you feeling that, right? So wonderful. Listeners, please, these are very good points and very basic yet very powerful points, which...
Can I? I'm sorry.
Please. Yeah, please.
It's just coming to my mind. The other misused tool is the power of information. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm going to share my margin with you, or I'm going to just tell you that, you know, what is my HO cost, what percentage it is, and what it should be, and how we are off. No. But for a store, if you pass on the information that, listen, our business needs this, like I'll give you a classic example. I'm sure Santosh will agree. The introduction of omni-channel. I mean, phone manager was holding his head. I mean, what the hell is wrong with you? You want to load me more? And that to like 10 steps or 12 steps to even cut an order out of the store. If you explain them that this is what the retail industry is moving to, probably, you know, do it a far more effective way, far, you know, involved, and he will not mind those 2 extra steps that is coming on his way, because he knows what is the reason behind it, and he is going to do an important role. That's the power of information. And typically what we do, we don't give them anything at all, but we ask stars and moons. Some smart guys say, why should I do it? And for who? You know?
Yeah. Wonderful. Information being, I think, the misunderstood or misutilized is one thing, but the over information, that's also one of the things.
The right information.
The right information and the right amount of information, I think, is also important.
And there's another thing that Sunit kind of touched was that I always believe in a retail business, the smartest people in the company are the ones standing on the sales floor. They know a hell of a lot. Okay. So if you tell them, hey, you know what, I need you to help me. You use the word help. Help is not a weakness. I need to help me. I'm going to go on me. You're going to get, you know, 20% extra orders. But guess what? They could also become your customers and they could walk into your store if you give them a good delivery experience. That's it. The purpose is very clear.
Yes. Yeah. Interesting.
Larger cause.
Interesting. Yeah, Krishna, I think so. You must have now, we agree with you. And I think so from this point itself, from the answer of this question itself, states that yes, the real problem definitely is the culture and the leadership. And leadership, it does not just mean the top leadership. Leadership means any manager or manager's manager, right, at any level. So definitely, yes, it's not about targets, anything that causes attrition. It is the culture and the leadership, right? If you have any other question, please do mention the Q&A box. Moving ahead, I think so. You already answered, Santosh, this question, but still, I'll come back to you. What role do frontline and mid-level managers play in shaping ownership? You just now said that the people who are on the sales floor, they are the smartest, but and I think so. Those are the frontline people who are standing over there and dealing with the customers. But still, let us also say the mid-level managers, right? So, what role do you think that both frontline managers and frontline people and mid-level managers play in shaping the ownership wherever they see the gap? How they can reshape the ownership?
I'll give it a shot like this, that when you look at the store as a business unit, yeah, it exists in a physical box, in a remote place. It has product, it has some people, it has some petty cash. Customers are walking in, it's got a P&L. Right? If I look at the store manager as a CEO of that business unit, then there's a transformative thinking. Because then he is responsible for his people. He's responsible for their performance. He's responsible for product. He's responsible for customer and all of that. Okay. We say it like this. No, I'm not saying we don't say it. We say it like that. But have you told the store manager, hey, by being a CEO, you are owning the people, which means you're responsible for the quality, beginning with recruitment, training. One of the retail brands that I respect a lot is Yum International, where if you want to grow from a store associate to a store manager, they could train. Why does that help? Because then the store manager is owning the culture of the box. Okay. So once the store manager owns the culture of the box, because that's the CEO's role, right? CEO manages culture of the company, right? Then the transformative thinking happens. And there is ownership. Okay. The store manager has to just simply think that if I maintain a great store, and I'm simplifying this, there is no rocket science. Okay. Simplifying this to very, very three simple things. Store manager should maintain a beautiful store, have happy people, and delight customers. Okay. His proof of his delivery is when a customer walks out of the door, how soon will he come back? For that, you need a great store standard. You need happy people and deliver a good experience. Yeah?
Right.
Okay. If you enable the store, and that's the leader's job, enable the store manager to deliver this result. How do you enable it? Listen to him. First thing, listen. Okay. All these problems.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Provide him what he needs, but it can't be anything. He cannot say, I want 5 people, so therefore give him 5 people. Okay. If you can't provide it, then you should tell him, you know what, I cannot give extra people because your P&L is going to go from X to Y. You walk into 10 stores today, Ravi. Okay. Different brands. I will bet you 8 of them will not know their P&L.
Absolutely.
Today also.
Yeah.
Why? Because the Lala is not telling them.
Right.
Okay. Tell them that your store is making a loss of this much. All you have to do is take this metric from X to Y, that metric from A to B, and you'll get there.
Right.
This is a report card. That's ownership. No? You can't
Bill.
tell him that you have to own the business, but I won't tell you what's happening in the business.
Transparency and I believe handholding is very, very important. That gives that engagement. increases the engagement.
Yeah.
You are telling me that this store is mine, but what should I do?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It goes like you're telling me everything that needs to be done in the store is mine, but you're not helping me with it.
and I think so with those emotions, a lot of self-doubts comes, and when the self-doubt comes, I believe then a lot of questions, I'll say in a very wrong way, they starts coming up, and definitely as the wrong answers does not have any right answers, right? And then definitely yes, they end up searching and attrition and all follows.
Yeah, I mean, I have my 2 bits on culture, and I think culture is a very, very deep word, mostly misunderstood. Now, culture comes from a top leader because he thinks direction, let's steer west. Okay, so everybody's looking at west. And then the mid-management level is also following the same thing. Yeah, told you not look west, so look west. He himself is not even in the culture for him to make sure that someone else understands the culture. Culture starts within. Now, when you are belonged, when you feel the sense of, I mean,
belongingness.
Words, but I'm saying when you are part of the brand journey,
right?
See that okay, if I do X, Y, Z, I'm going to do the same thing. Like Santosh said, that if it is a progression, which is rock solid progression, then you create that. But if you are going to just blindly follow culture and not even have a heart in it, you'll never be executing it the way that it should be. But our culture complicated hai, so that's that. Sorry, I keep switching.
No, please. It's a very a good way to have conversation. If you where you can add up anything, right? And I think so that is what makes these webinars also very special. That we are actually speaking our heart out, our experience out, and adding. So again, we try and I try that not to cover a lot of questions, but to cover a lot of points. And these points come from the open discussion itself. So thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now let us talk about the distributed large teams, because retail brands definitely have large and distributed teams. Stores are widespread, right? Now, why do leaders struggle with visibility across large and distributed retail teams? Sunit, over to you. And Sunit, I will also like to ask you, do people want to give that visibility also? Why is one thing, but do leadership want to give that visibility? Because we just touched upon that point a few seconds back. Over to you, Sunit.
So for visibility, we are referring to the information sharing, right?
Yes.
I think it's very, very crucial, and I think it is very underrated. But I mean, if you share that, and I'm not saying that you share the entire company's P&L, like I said, you just like Santosh said, you tell that guy that you're a CEO, this is what your numbers look like. Now you're not sharing the entire P&L. You're just sharing that you need to move from point A to point B in this direction or in this particular bucket. That is, in a way, teaching him the business. Now, when he moves it, okay, and when he sees result, then there is a self-confidence in him. A belief in Santosh, because my boss told me, showed me a way, of course. So that relation is getting strengthened up. Here, the self-confidence is going up, which will result to happy employees, which will, which should translate or usually does to happy consumers. Now, see, coming back to the large scale, and I'll try and answer it in the most practical way, practical hurdle, okay, is that now we are talking about a guy who's wearing 2 hats, okay. One, that he needs to be corporate because he needs to be aligned with the corporate office, head office.
Right.
And head office doesn't only mean head office. Head office means all the departments, VM, marketing, finance, HR, and so on and so forth. Let alone that there are things that he's expected to execute. Now here where the catch is, He wants to execute things that his boss wants it done. Okay. So he's giving priority to those, and he should, because I'm sure when a directive comes from head office, means something that needs to be, end result is planned, and you have to walk the path. What gets ignored is the least performing team member or a store or a, let's say a place of work, a touch point. Yeah. Now time has shrunk, workload has increased, thought is drifting because you have a finance guy saying that, "Arey yaar, this all these shortages are there, or I'm not able to reconcile your petty cash," and so on and so forth, which means that you have to sit and do it or get it done. But yet again, you have to, perform at a level where you are justifying your existence by adding up to a business value to the business. So the typical mindset is, let me focus on my A category stores or A category points. I'll focus on those. Great, you must. But if you park, let's say, 1 hour window on your weekly meet, out of that 1 hour window, 15 minutes should be good enough to focus on A, because here's the drift. In a top of pyramid, A is on the top. There is a layer, which is B. If you nudge them and make them go up, you're going to have a business. It's going to give you the right results. And then if you still want to do a deep dive on C, you must do it. Scaling up does not mean that you pick choose. Scaling up means that you have to do entire due diligence the way the business requires. Prioritize yourself that way. And I think the formula that really works is park your calendar by saying, this is the time for my team. I'm not going to let finance guy come in. No offense, man. I'm just saying that because you want to be focused. You don't want to. You would not want to spend another 15 minutes to A guy or another 30 minutes to the B guy, because you want to get it right in the first go. But the typical mistake happens. The C guy gets ignored till the time he really goes down, till the time the stock really goes down, and then you become panicked. Then all the focus shifts there. I think organizing is a very, very important tool for mid-management. Top management will decide what they want to decide. They will have their own reasons. Okay. And you cannot communicate the conference room language store team, because they won't understand. That's not their lingo.
Right.
If you keep it simple, come down to their level, talk straight to their level. Let's not use the word down. My bad. I apologize. You talk to them and you make them explain the way they want to be understood, the way they want to understand. Yeah. If you do that, then I think it's good to go. Time, not for like eternity. But that's what the problem is, because the guy gets really pushed in various different corners and he loses the core focus of his existence. Boss is going to come and say, look at your JD. You know what I mean?
Right.
Balance it out.
Right. Yeah. No, interesting. Very interesting. I think so. A lot of focus to be on mid-level managers, because mid-level managers have dual. I always say that they walk on a dual path. One is definitely they have a responsibility and ownership of their teams, and the second is definitely to reporting to their reporting managers. So sometimes they're sandwiched. So
it's a good word.
Helping them is very important. I hope mid-level managers you are listening, and then the leadership team is also because I agree with Santosh that listening is very important, and a lot of time I think so the middle managers are also not heard. You're also pointing out towards that, Sunit, that mid-level managers must also be heard, and it is not just that they have to follow their JD. They should be open, right, to test it out, try new things, right? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Let us now raise a bar a little. We have understood, we have touched upon the problem, we have touched upon the real problem behind the attrition and how it can be solved on. We touched upon how the large sales team, visibility, information, over information also. Now let us try to package it. Okay. Let us try to think it from performance transformation point of view. What does that mean, or in retail context? Okay, or does it mean anything in retail context? Performance transformation. Over to you, Santosh.
At a store level, and we're talking just stores, right?
Mm-hmm.
At a store level, the performance is basically about a certain customer rating, certain sales, certain profitability, certain cost. Very, very, very simple. Life of stores actually is very simple, right? Now, when the network of stores become large, okay, how much information does the store manager have to understand what happened yesterday, week, or last month? Okay, so does he have a bunch of numbers and is left saying that you find your own way, discover the problem or whatever, why it happened? Okay, whether it good happened or bad happened. If it's why, if not hit your target, why? What? It's not just the sales number, but what caused the sales to be achieved or not achieved. There's all this conversion, there's average selling price, and 1, 2, 3, 4 things, right? So what happens today in most stores? There is a bunch of numbers, and everybody expects the store manager to be intelligent enough to figure out things. Okay? So you put 10 store managers in a room, and they'll come up with 10 different ways of looking at the same data. Now you might see that's very creative and that's very brilliant and all this. Instead of that, in these times of AI, okay, and some very good BI tools that we have, can give the store manager an insight that, hey, you know what? The reason why you achieved your target yesterday is because your conversion went up, even though your footfall was down. But surprisingly, your ASP has gone down. That's like suddenly what's going on now?
Yeah.
Not there, because store manager always complaining customer nahi aaya.
Yeah.
Then conversion बढ़ गई,
Yeah.
but it went down. Okay.
Right.
Which probably is a signal that the assortment that he got was more at a price bracket that is more suitable to the market. Okay. So therefore, when he's placing a reorder, you should place it for those items that have the higher velocity.
Right.
Okay. So that is an insight. Not just a bunch of data and say you find what you want.
Right.
Okay. If you're empowering the store with store manager, with this kind of insight and tell him that, okay, every Monday morning, you spend 1 hour with this report that you're going to get. I'll tell you what happened last week and last week versus the same week last year or last month or whatever. Then, because all retail stores have their weekly review with their regional managers, then when you talk to the regional manager, it is an action-oriented review, right? The regional manager is no longer asking what happened.
Right.
Before he asks what happened, the store manager is saying, this is what happened, this is what I'm doing next. Because he's got BI and hopefully AI to help him extract insight from data.
Right.
And simplify his life. Because his life has to be simple. Yeah, he has to say, I want 10 units of item A and no stock of item B.
Right.
As simple as that.
Simple.
You shouldn't have to go to Excel and do sorting and all of those things and figure out.
Right.
If you're empowering him with that, then guess what's happening? He's got more time to maintain his store, happy people, to delight his customers. I keep coming back to these 3 things.
And that is where actual performance transformation happens.
With the market manager or the district manager is more productive. It's more action oriented. It's more forward. It's not discovery.
Right.
Beautifully
And Santosh, Yeah, sorry. Yeah, please. Yeah.
I think I totally agree. I
Hmm.
clear focus area being defined gives them a little time to do what, for the betterment of business. But it is absolutely brilliantly put. I think there's nothing to be added. Thank you. Absolutely bang on.
I think so. What I'm picking up is also from that performance transformation actually happens at a very, very core level itself, right? When the person is able to very clearly understand what store manager has to order, right? What does not, okay, very, very clearly, does not have to spend time. And again, I come back to your point, so that over information, okay, that should not be there, and it should be very simple, so that the store manager, the storekeepers, they spend time, right, on actually things on what matters. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Now let's since we are talking a lot of about the ownership. Okay. So practical shifts that retail leaders or managers can start making as at certain pointers which our listeners can take, because sometimes they also need some very clear indication that, okay, maybe these things I'm doing not enough, but maybe by starting these pointers I may start or help my store members to build more ownership, or my managers to build more ownership. What can be those pointers, right? Santosh, let's hear it first from you. Basic pointers, 1, 2, 3.
So I'm going to begin with saying the people at the store are the smartest people in the retail company. The people in the head office may have had MBAs from Stanford and Harvard and all of that stuff. They're good at strategy, but these guys are smart. Okay, they will know what is coming up in the road ahead, provided the leader spends time in listening to them.
Right.
Has a bias for action, because every store have some things to get fixed. Okay, but it's not just bias for action. It's also about the leader through the managers to prioritize. So, for example, store manager will typically come and say, "I need more staff. I need more customers." Deal with that. Okay. So let's say you're not going to get more customers because that mall has got some road repair happening in front. Okay. So all you can do is increase conversion.
Right.
So the store leader, I mean the regional manager, should be able to address that by saying that, let's not talk about footfalls. Let's talk about your conversion and how you can improve your service parameter. Let's improve your NPS of every customer coming now. The customer comes back.
Yeah.
So that is then enabling. You're providing value. You're promising this guy that I'm going to send you the stock you want, but I want to increase my conversion and shut up and don't talk about footfalls.
Right.
Okay. So then the store manager is listening. He's saying that, okay, I'm getting out of 3 things, I'm getting 1 thing. 1 thing I can do myself. The 3rd thing, let's not talk about it for now. Okay. So there is a forward movement.
Right.
Okay. How many people really understand this? How many people really talk this talk? How much engagement is there like this? And to Sunit's earlier point, the retail head usually has got the gist of the business. He has gone from 5 to 50 stores. But when you add layers in the middle, has the retail head really taught the middle managers on how to manage their stores, how to talk? So that's also training. No? You cannot just become a leader just because you got a title.
Yeah.
You become a leader when you learn how to pick up some new baggage, new technique, and let go of some old habits.
Right. Cool. So, Sunit, you want to add certain point? Please.
One more thing is that there has to be a constant endeavor in the whole organization to simplify things.
Okay. Oh, that's very important.
I'll give you a classic example. Yeah.
Yeah.
The item master, and a lot of people, retail guys, will laugh with this. Item master will have shirt large spelled as L, LRGE and LARGE.
Okay. Right.
When the inventory audit comes, who's suffering? The store manager, because he's reconciling all of it.
Reconciling all those. Oh my
So
God.
that's simplifying it is to fix the item master. But somebody's going to bell that cat.
Standardize it. Yeah.
So the retail guy should just say that, I have to maintain good stores, to look after my people, to look after my customers. That's it.
Right.
Anything else is noise. Has to be fixed by the head office.
Right. Wonderful. Sunit, very quickly, you want to add anything?
Yeah. It's very beautifully said. I'll keep it even more simple.
Right.
The sheer existence of a store manager or a store, a hard box, is basically where the transaction happens. You give me money, I give you product. Right? Simple as that. Now, if you allow me to focus only on these two things, I'll do far more better, because I'll look at the ambience, I'll look at my VM, I'll look at my product, I'll look at my people. But if you give me, a 1,000 line Excel and ask me to come up with my order, and I'm struggling the entire day, rather be a tool, use BI, where you the BI says that, listen, my recommendation is this. You can cross verify whenever you want to, but you're giving him space. Because let's not forget that while he's trying to put up a next order, there's one call comes in from marketing department. Are, what happened to the event? Are you going there? And he's like, what should I do? Be here, be there. Simplifying the life cycle of the store. Even at the level, they should not be bothered about what incentive am I going to get? Am I going to get? Am I not going to get? That goes back to the power of information. I know I've done this, but if I do a little more, I can do X. So let's keep it extremely simple. Like Santosh said, it's brilliantly put.
Right.
Life already complicated here. Let's not overcomplicate.
Yes. Yeah. And now I can understand that, Santosh, you and Sunit, how you must have built, scaled up Nicobar design, or Forever New, bestseller, 24/7. Because I think so these are those simple things, right? And very effective things which really matters. But someone has to, put it, right? Someone has to put the efforts, do those things, identify those things, and said that, and the leadership only can do that, because it's right from top to down. It cannot, it's not the other, vice versa, right? It's just top to down. If on the top, if we are focusing on those small things, right, making things simpler, okay, so that we can have time, not complicating it. We are already in the world of so many apps or so many data points, so much. Why we are so hungry with the data, right? Let us try to see what right insight we are getting it. Right, amount of insight is also equally important. Wonderful. I see a very interesting question. How much ownership can we realistically expect when incentives are delayed or unclear? That's a very interesting take on ownership. Santosh, very quickly. No. The question is basically not yes, no. Question is how much ownership. Now you are expecting Ravi that to have a full ownership, but Ravi's incentives are getting delayed.
This is a zero ownership.
Yeah,
100%. I'm totally in support with this. Yeah.
Wonderful. So see, guys, right? So much clarity. Now that is why I'm saying that these are two esteemed guests who have real clarity. See, without any doubt, Santosh said zero ownership. See, the person is actually striving and working for incentives. If the incentives are unclear, if they are delayed, then why are we expecting even the ownership from that guy? This guy will have no ownership.
So it's very simple. The answer was bold and gold, no. And I totally agree. Right. This is a recipe of disaster. You are already trying to create a disengagement at a level where you will be hated.
Yeah.
You commit, then you give it.
Right. Exactly.
Or you give a justification, why not?
Right.
For example, there was a program that was ran for a quarter and we missed it. We missed it. Right. That's that. But I need to explain that, listen, brother, you couldn't make it because of XYZ reason. I understand, but you didn't make it. But my commitment to you is not that, oh, you did it and I'm not going to pay you, next quarter. Why should I even work?
Right.
Because big believe, and big why both are sitting right here in the question and the answers at the same time.
Okay, cool. Wonderful. I love the way you guys are very clear, right, in the concept and also in the expectations. Wonderful. Okay, now today's webinar or all the webinars cannot be completed without even talking about technology. Okay, so now with all those constant shift in the market and technology, right? Technology is changing very, very fast. I remember, right, from point of sale in the retail market to ERPs in retail to now mobile apps. So many technology has changed, right? Now, how are retail leaders future-proofing their teams and performance models, or how they should? I think so. Anyone can. Santosh, you can first. Then.
Why should you future-proof?
Oh, wonderful. Why should you future-proof?
Yeah, because this customer will keep shifting.
Okay.
Technology will keep evolving.
Right.
It's not about future-proofing, but it's about always being agile.
Oh,
make the shift.
Make the shift. Yes. Prepare. Be prepared to make that shift.
Yeah.
Be agile enough. Keep on committing mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes and evolve yourself. Yeah, wonderful.
How can I build a team? Again, goes back to listening, right? You don't have to future-proof if you know your customers well, if you know your teams well, if you know your business well, then you will feel listening. You don't have to future-proof. You're constantly evolving. So it's about readying.
Right. Interesting. I hope retail leaders will take this point. I think, and again, see, again, Santosh, thank you. You actually challenge the question itself. Why there is a need to future-proof? The point is being agility. Right. Yeah.
Because if you see, sorry,
please,
my bad habit, I apologize.
Please go ahead.
See, because if you see post-COVID, the canvas itself is shifting or shifted so much. Now, how much can you say that, okay, if I do this, I'm going to be there? You don't know. Like he said, so long you have the agile mindset that it's okay, I'm going to adopt and I'm going to take it. When it comes to business, whatever comes your way, you should be willing to take it, not being saying, why should I, how should I? And the third question, it should be, it's something that we need to do. It's a part of the journey and go with it.
Right.
How much soever you try and say that I'm going to, future-proof myself, something or the other is going to come. COVID came, no.
Yes. Yeah. So the future-proofing concept itself is a flawed concept, right?
Ready बोल सकते हैं उसको.
Yes. Yeah. Building up, I think so, or inculcating that skill of being agile. I think so. That is what actually matters, to take up things and quickly, whatever problem comes, okay, we can change, we can adapt, right? That is what matters. Now, there's one last question or the last agenda. Now, there's a lot of AI. Everywhere it is AI, okay? So now, how do you think that AI is impact or will impact, or is it helping the retail teams, where it can help the retail teams, and how it can also help in the performance transformation at an HO level, so that it can be bring down to the last mile, right? Or you think that again, right? AI, no AI. Sunit, first from
I think, if I may,
please.
I think we're talking about brick and mortar retail. We're talking about conversations being shared. We're not talking about the online experience where there's nice looking model, a nice looking and a nice looking price, and then you go click, or a brand where you know that this one fits, I know the brand, and so should I go ahead. Here is an exchange which is happening. Like I said, it's not a software business that you put it. So again, it's not AI software that you say run 100 and stop, and this guy runs till that time and stops.
Right.
He's going to ask 10 million questions in between that.
Yes.
The only AI tool that I personally believe, and I'm keeping it personal because that's my point of view, is the investment to make sure that the life of the store manager, not even the area manager, wo to karo hi karo. That is a must. He should, like Santosh said, he should get a deck where he says, "Oh my God, I've got 3 red flags, and these 3 red flags I must attend to because they're important." Yeah. For store manager, it should be my process flow, my right from receiving the merchant, right from the order to receiving the merchandise to create beauty roster and so on and so forth should go seamless. If there is a tool that needs to be invested, is that because the place of business is the retail store. Of course, the second part of the question of yours is at the corporate level, then it's a different skill set required, different engineering required, different machinery required, and so on and so forth. Here it is. See, typically when a staff is happy, they are able to sell 2x of what they usually do. You typically see when the day of the week where the incentive is released, you will, if you notice, you'll see spike in the extra, see extra achievement from there, and it's a loud shouting truth which we don't acknowledge.
Pray. Okay, good. Santosh, you would like to add?
I was actually having a conversation recently with an ex-colleague of mine, tech colleague, and I asked him, what's happened in the last, in terms of adoption of AI in that company. He said not much, a little bit of trial and error has happened in this tool, that tool, mainly on the creative side, like Sunit was saying. Okay. Then we had a good chat, as to why, what's going on, generating the environment. What I learned was that I think most people are shopping for AI. They're saying, okay, let's try that, let's try this. If it works, we'll do some pilot and all of that stuff. Is a game-changing way of thinking, and extending from what Sunit said. Can I, instead of looking for SaaS services for AI, can I find the reasons where I can use AI, develop my own AI model that suits my business? Okay, so I have data, which is in BI. I have the environment, things are happening. There are different brands doing different things. Am I positioning as a brand? Okay? If I can teach the AI these things and say, you know what, given this scenario, okay, I want you to research and tell me this, what do I need to do? For example, where do I open a store? What metrics are working, not working? What is happening in the environment that might impact me? Then you may be actually developing a tool that is actually for your business, instead of looking for a tool ready, which again has to be customized for you. That's a way of thinking. And I could give AI a challenge. What do I need to do to simplify my store experience? To give all the parameters, how returns are managed, EM is managed, all of that. And can AI tell me what do I need to do to reduce time, productivity? So I don't know if people are thinking like that. It's a leader's job to think like this, right?
Right.
So look at AI as a resource out there in the air. Okay, what do I need to do to build one for myself?
Right. That actually suits my environment, my business environment.
Yeah.
And then when we say environment, actually everything comes into that, right? Yeah. Very interesting.
See, a generic AI tool is like going back to the philosophy. There is no logic of one fit all.
One fits all.
I agree. Every business is unique. Every business needs a little different. So if you're able to cull out what you need, you're also trying to solve your time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because the leader needs to be a leader and he needs to spend time on development, not alone of the people, of the business as well. When is the time when a retail head or a regional manager sit together, where a business head by saying, yeah, where are we going to go from here? And how are we going to go? They're busy in reviews. But if there is a tool which is very clearly says, listen, Forever New, this is the category which is going great, and you keep an eye on it.
Right.
But one fit tool is
Right.
like plastic and not getting ROI.
So leaders, and our listeners, I believe these are some very great points, and which will also, I think, so will help you to clear your mind how to think about AI, how to think about technology, how to think even about performance transformation. And I think so today I heard some great pointers from actually help the last mile people to understand the why, right? Have those kind of conversations, leadership managers to start listening, or even I think so the HR should have this as a value, and that I hope they can measure it at some scale, right? Who is able to listen or who is not able to listen, and building up that sense of ownership, not just the expectation of ownership, but actually building up that ownership. Those kind of culture needs to be developed. Engagement has to be increased in real sense, right? From that bridge between the HO to the store level needs to be reduced a lot. Information overflow must be, I think so, avoided or reduced. Clarity should take precedence out of that, and right amount of information and clear information, I believe what is needed. And above all, there's nothing called future proof. Okay, it's agility, right? And time has proven us, COVID conditions have proven us, and I think so today also a lot of those government policy changes are happening, right? Whether at international level, tariffs, or whether at India level, reducing or rolling back the GST and all. How quickly you can adapt, how agile is your process, how agile are your software, how agile are people. I think that is what matters, and that's overall things I think so needed, very basic things for performance transformation. Thank you, Santosh, and thank you, Sunit, for these some great pointers in very simple language, right? Because I love the way you explained very simply these basic things, because a lot of time we also complicate the things a lot. And thank you, listeners. Thank you, listeners. We'll come back again. Joy Performing will come back again with some exciting webinar, exciting topic, burning topic from the industry with some esteemed guests like the one we had today. Thank you once again, and thank you once again, Santosh and Sunit. I loved the conversation with you. Thanks once again.
Sure.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Fun
Thank you,
talking.
team. Thank you.
Bye.